Hi, everybody. Anybody? Nobody? I'm eating
Wow.
chicken. I got a
Who are
guest here.
you?
I got a guest here. His name is Darrell Becker. I'm actually his guest. My name is RJ Parker, and this is Crypto Noobs Planning Call. I'm eating chicken. Yeah.
Welcome to episode 0. I'm Darrell Becker. Got RJ Parker over there on the other side of the pond of the
Mhm.
Pacific Ocean.
On the other side of the flat Earth.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the flip side of the flat Earth, it is approximately 3:14 p.m. over here, making it pushing 9:14 p.m. over there.
Correctamundo.
Right. Uh, so
10:30.
we're so professional at cryptocurrencies that we're definitely going to say we're crypto noobs.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to episode 0.
But
This
we're also crypto whales.
true?
Well,
Yeah.
crypto whale wannabes, but we're gonna
Yeah,
be whales. We're gonna be freaking
gonna be
whales.
whales. Yeah. I mean, especially like with your shit coinery that you've got going on over there, that's something.
Let me tell you something. I cleared out of my L Doge position almost entirely. I had like almost a million L Doge. For those of you who don't know, L Doge is like Dogecoin. Same kind of community, same kind of tongue-in-cheek, fun type of coin, but it's built more like Litecoin. It's got way more advanced transaction time is 60 seconds for a confirmation. It's a confirmation um, transaction process, or whatever you want to call it. That's noob speak for whatever the fuck happens when you do a transaction. So when you send L Doge from your wallet to the exchange, you're good in like a minute. It's there, or 2 minutes. I'm sure if it got to be the size of the Bitcoin, that might change, but I'm talking about right now. So I got out of that position because I'm messing with this thing called the Investor Box. I told you about that, right, Daryl?
Yeah, I took notes on that.
So yeah, I consolidated my L Doge, which was probably like $150 US fiat, into this coin called Yes Coin, or Yes. The token is YES. I
I
know
know Yes
nothing about
Coin.
it. Completely risky move here by me. But this is the wild west of investing, and I'm young. No fucking no what's it called? No risk, no reward. So Yes Coin was at 1 Satoshi, so I figure how can I go wrong if I buy at 1 Satoshi? The worst case scenario is I'm waiting in line to sell at 1 Satoshi. Like if it's, I think right now it's like 18 Bitcoin worth of orders at the 1 Satoshi level on Yobit, which is where the investor box is. So that's where I bought at 1 Satoshi. So just so you guys understand, this is not investment advice. This is just opinions and experience of what I do. May not work for
Uh,
you, but what I've done is, let's say that was a $200 position. I took $100 and put it in the investor box, which pays out 3% every single day. So I figured out that if I leave it there for 30 days, it'll pay for the whole. I'll make double my money. So I'll pay for the risk, I guess you could say, of leaving it there. It'll have doubled. That'll be worth my risk for a month, right? For that portion of my coin, right? But what I did to even up the ante is, because that's only half the stake, I took the other half of the stake and I put in sell orders at 3, 5, and 9 Satoshi. So if someone decides to pump this coin in the next 2, 3 weeks, I'm not sitting there in the investor box where I can't get exposure to that action, right? So if you were to take a strategy like this, you could take $100 or $50 and buy a coin, put half of it at 3% a day in the investor box, and half of it. I like Yes Coin because it's at 1 Satoshi. Um, it could stay there forever. But if it goes to, let's say, 10 Satoshi, well, shit, you 10x your money, or no, you 5x your money on the half, and then whatever happens in the investor box, you doubled up that. So whatever the half of that, you're like 3.5 up on the month. That's kind of where I'd love to be. If I put in $200 and I ended up with like 700, the end of the month, that'd be amazing for me.
that's brilliant. And
Thank
it
you.
just
Yeah.
And the whole thing just is way more tricky than the game that I'm playing with crypto, which is mostly like the long game, mostly with the really slow movers.
Yeah.
Like
You know,
Little Bird said Litecoin, so I said okay, more Litecoin.
yeah, I actually shared a post on Steam it today about Charlie Lee or whoever. I think it's Charlie Lee, the guy that invented Litecoin.
He's the lead
Ethereum.
dev on Litecoin. Yeah.
Yeah, he said something about someone was accusing him of being Satoshi Nakamoto, and he was like, "Yeah, okay, blah blah blah," basically like laughing that off on a forum. And then at the same time today, this is being recorded on the 23rd of June, 2017. MIT announced. I don't know if you heard about this, Darrell. MIT announced that they have this landing page up. It's litecoin.mit.edu, I think,
Huh.
and it has a countdown that's like the same exact date as Bitcoin's user activated soft fork. It's August 1st.
Yeah.
So so it's really interesting. The MIT has a landing page up with a Litecoin logo at litecoin.mit.edu, and it says Litecoin technology something something whatever coming soon. So I shared that on Steam, and I got thankfully upvoted by a whale, so I made like 14, 15 bucks on that post. But I was happy to find out that I was able to take my Twitter. I saw it on Twitter, and within 1 minute, basically took that content and put it on Steam. Arbitrage, basically. I recommend that strategy if you're on Steam. And yeah, like, what do you think about that, Darrell? Like, I told people in that post that I took my Ethereum stake, and most of it I liquidated and put into Litecoin for right now. I think Litecoin could go over 100 um, by August 1st.
I think that date is a little premature for Litecoin, but
Sure.
I think that by 2018, definitely over $100 per Litecoin.
Yeah, you're a little more conservative, and I like that you balance me out that way. I don't know if it'll definitely get to 100 by August 1st, but depending on the hype that goes, I mean, this what's that date?
Yeah.
It's still like
I mean, I'm not in control of the shenanigans that's going on out there. Like, and I speculate and I think about it and all that, and then I try to scry, dowsing, scrying. These are words that people just don't really use much nowadays. Like, how
yeah, I don't know what you're
are you
talking about.
familiar with what either of those words, dowsing or scrying?
Afraid not, dude. To be honest,
Okay, all right. This is so
dousing sounds like something
where
you would do
you
like if someone was
live.
like to douse you in water, like cover you
Right,
in
right.
water.
Yeah, and water is definitely involved in that. Okay. So where you live right now,
Okay.
Pennsylvania or no, New Jersey?
Yep.
Okay.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. So people need to drill wells. Okay. Same thing as in Vermont where I was last living before Hawaii. When people want to drill a well, it's kind of expensive to drill a well. So if would you like to minimize the cost and find a place where you can drill only 300 feet rather than say 600 or 700 feet?
Hmm.
Because it's by the foot. So you hire a dowser, a water witcher, a dowsing water finding person, and they go out there and they say drill here, not here, or you can drill here. It'll be 300 feet here. And they use the tools that look all woo woo and such as rods that move around in your hands.
Hmm. Let me ask you a question. Dousing on ant shares. How deep is the well on ant shares? Darrell Becker. Can you hear me? Darrell Becker. We might have had a Darrell Becker computer crash. Darrell Becker. Darrell. Let's go, Darrell. Let's go. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I'm just going to banter for a minute because I don't know if Darrell's coming back. This light is bright as hell. That's better. So, that's way better. Good ass chicken. Are you guys on Steam? Go to steamit.com. Oh, Darrell's back. I heard a noise. Computer is down. Okay. Maybe he needs to plug in. Oh, I see something that looks like a Darrell. It's like a face of Darrell. So you guys might be wondering what happened here. I cut. Holy shit! I gotta talk into the mic. What happened was, it was so hot out the other day. I was outside. And I kept wiping my face with my sleeve. I have like some facial hair right here, not a lot. I like created a rug burn on my own face. Hold on. Let me see if Darrell's coming back here. I feel like it happens in every single podcast. Like, someone has to go missing. Where's Darrell? Where's... Let's see here. Check. 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 Oh, that's better. I can hear myself. Ooh. Yeah. That's too much. Music in the monitors. Wow, I can hear myself smacking. I got a little one on that side, but same effect. I need a freaking paper towel so bad right now. I'm gonna like keep going. Oh, I'm gonna wait for Dale. Oh, I got some like acid reflux. I'm gonna wait for Dale to come back before I go down my list here of topics. Like, they hear me crunching into the chicken meat. Yeah, chicken meat, chickadee. Here we go, Darrell. Here we go. Come on, guys. What the heck, man? That's why I told Darrell he's got to move out of Hawaii because... Oh, there he is. I was about to give you shit for living in Hawaii. Selfish son of a bitch. Holy shit. You changed your hairstyle? You went outside? Jesus Christ.
Well, Mike... Yeah. I changed my hairstyle now.
I can't hear you, bud. You got to turn your volume up somehow. Maybe I fucked it up. Hold on. Talk.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I had my mixer changed. You're good.
Okay. Okay, good. Cool. Bummer about my tech problems over here, but here I am.
What do you need like if eventually we had like a legion of supporters and they were all sending us like Ether or Alger or Golem, like what would you spend it on equipment wise to make Darrell Becker better?
I would get a totally refurbished Neuron wiped machine with no spyware included from Jamin Baconic, my friend over in Pennsylvania.
What would that run you?
There. Like 300 or so, plus shipping.
What if you bought two of them?
Well, that would be handy.
Like one for me, one for him. For you. One for you, one for me.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Bro, we got to hit him up, get a quote for the computer you need, right? I'll consider fronting us the money. I might need to wait a few weeks to get it, but I think if we can get off the ground with the right gear, I have to buy more things for my studio.
Normally my stuff is not like this. It's just like, here's what happened. I think it's just like it was running hot for too long.
Well, you're on a laptop?
Yeah, it's a laptop.
Me too for right now, but my laptop's pretty new, but like generally speaking, like a desktop, I think, especially from someone you know that's gonna hook you up, like that's gonna be a more stable experience, right? And plus,
it's true.
What would be the hard drive configuration on that $300 setup? One hard drive?
I could get it however I want. Jamin's a very flexible friend. He could build whatever I ask for him to build,
Dude, let's get a quote for two systems that are identical, with the plan being that we can get, even if it was like $300 or $400 per system, right? we'll get it back in donations in the long run, I think. But even if we don't, if we build the system where it has like 2 or 3 really big, like fast, not external but internal hard drives, like 9,000, 10,000 RPM, 1 or 2 terabytes, like even if it's $500 each, right? And it's an investment that, you know, we could pay back. You know, I could own my machine and I could be a partner in yours or something like that, right? We mine Sia coin and storage coin with the hard drive space.
I agree with
you.
you.
Make like $150, $200 a month back at the current price of storage coin, and if we hold it all, we could probably get really substantial returns when storage coin goes mainstream.
Yeah.
And Sia coin is already.
Hey, this sounds like a great idea, so I have it down as one of my to-dos. As soon as I get onto a Slack team with you, I'll have all kinds of stuff that I'll be like having to do.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that's top priority, because my system that I'm running right now, I'm gonna mine storage coin or Sia coin with my hard drives, but I'd love to have another system and then use this just for my Bitcoin cold storage, my offline Bitcoin cold storage, and then like a hardware wallet computer basically, and then have my mining rig separate, or not my mining rig. I'm gonna get a mining rig additionally, but my hard drive mining, my Sia coin and storage coin mining. And dude, if we had 2 terabytes and then like a single, just get me in touch with the guy. I'll tell him what I want, and then a single like SSD drive for the operating system. We could do one on Sia coin and one on storage coin and like compare the returns and see which one's doing better.
What he offers is basically really clean machines that he strips down and removes all the nastiness that comes with shit. So he's often just like finding machines that are doable for that, which are often Lenovo ThinkPads.
Well, I prefer a desktop for these.
Could build like a desktop, like a tower.
Yeah, because with the desktop you can cool it better and like.
I agree with you. I think this is the time to graduate to a modern desktop computer. You know.
And dude, not just a modern desktop computer, but one that has hard drives that you can mine coin with, and like maybe eventually put graphics cards into if you wanted to.
Right. So, here's what I got for format wise because this is like kind of like show number 0, you know. So the Crypto Noobs, the disclaimer for the Crypto Noobs, you know, the brief intro. So like that, like. In the beginning, it'll be it could be an interview show, you know, like who are we and why do we think we're crypto noobs, you know?
Right.
You know, and this is not an advice show. Anyone who follows anything that we're suggesting or that we're saying, you take 100% responsibility for your actions or inactions. That's the way life works.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like if you just met someone at the bus stop and it was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna put all my money into like horse manure, and you were like, sounds good, me too. That's exactly how it is if you believe anything we're telling you here. This is just what 2 noobs think. We might be right.
Exactly.
We might be completely right, but we might be completely wrong.
Here's another thing. Like we can go into the noob news for sure, and you know, get right to like some of the things like what you're mentioning with some of your crazy shitcoin tricks, or the Litecoin.mit.edu, you know, and the upcoming thing. The chart that I just saw is it likely will be candling down in the middle of July, just as getting ready.
Litecoin.
Well, no, that would be Bitcoin specifically.
Oh yeah, I think Bitcoin's gonna retrace back to like around 2100, 2300, something like that, but not too drastic.
Excellent.
I don't think it's going to go into I don't think it's going to go into the ones very much. If it does drop for a flash crash into like the 19 or 1800s, it'll pop back in like probably under an hour. Probably everyone who sees that will be people who have their buy orders already set, if they have money on reserve at the exchange, which I don't. I have buy orders. Actually, I don't have buy orders. I have a bunch of sell orders set right now on Digibyte. I tell people on Twitter, I'm like, if you want to trade a shitcoin, trade something that has some market cap. Digibyte went as high as like 9 when it was like really popular, and it spiked, and now it's like 25 or 30 market cap wise. It's like a 300 million market cap, and at 1,000 satoshis, if you can get one for a three-digit Satoshi number, like 900 and something Satoshis. I just bought. I mean, I'm buying every single digibyte I can get right now if I have money under 1050, 1025, and basically for the past week I've been buying digibytes for like under 1100 and selling them for over 1200 or over 1300. Usually a day later, like I'll buy 2,000-3,000 for like 1050, and then just set my sell orders for like 500 at 1070 or 1125, 500 at 1175, and 500 at like 1275. So it's like I'm spacing out my return in case it really pops off. I don't have all of it set too low, but if it doesn't go too high, yes, I don't sell all of my coin, but that's the balance. And I'm not saying that's the best strategy. That's just what I'm doing, you know? So I don't know if that's right or wrong. Maybe someone could inform me better, you know?
Well, that's the thing. See, I'm not Yoda here. I don't know either.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
The proof is in what happens after time. Like, when did you buy your first Bitcoin?
Oh God. So
Or
I was planning on buying it in 2011 at no, it wasn't at $3. I know I learned about
30.
it was at $3. It was at 13 or 12 or $13.
Yeah.
I had $300 set aside to buy it, so I would have been able to buy like 18 or 19 Bitcoin if I had gone through with it. I've already grieved over that loss of the $50,000 or whatever that was in potential, because I know me at the time, I wasn't nearly as good of an investor. I would have been so scared. I would have seen it go from $13 to $25 or $40, and I would have sold off 80% of my stake for double my money. And I was like, oh my God, I turned 300 into 600, and I would have been such an idiot. So now Darrell's strategy of just basically creating a bag of coins that you like, whether it's Golem or Litecoin or Ether. Even if you're like, oh man, Ether, I missed the boat at 300. Not if Ether goes to 5,000. I don't even like Ether.
Exactly.
Like EOS is the play. Like if you want to buy the next Bitcoin, just take $10 a day and put it into EOS. If you can afford $3,600 over a year, $10 a day, or put $1 a day if you can afford $365. $1 a day worth of Ether into EOS, and at the end of the year, I think you'll probably have like $2,000, $3,000. It'll go up like almost 10x, because the price discovery of EOS isn't going to be known. It's a 1-year crowdfund or 1-year ICO, and that's never been done before, even anything close to that. So,
what apps does EOS offer the world to make it valuable?
So let me give everyone a breakdown of EOS. So EOS is the latest graphene blockchain project from Dan Larimer, who created BitShares and Steem. So it's already coming off the heels of some really successful crypto projects for sure. Arguably some of the most successful. And if you want to know some other interesting stuff about graphene is the technology that backs BitShares and Steem. BitShares and Steem combined account for over 2/3 or over, I think 2/3 of the total transaction volume of all of the cryptocurrencies. And people don't recognize that because of the amount of transactions that graphene allows, that BitShares and Steem, people are like just using Steem like Facebook now, and there's so many different protocols, but that's all happening on a blockchain. Like people can't really appreciate that's actually the best use case, I'd say, of the blockchain so far. So EOS is the next project from these guys. And what it proposes to do is, I just read a really good article that summed it up today on Steem. But so take Ether for an example. Ethereum, their promise was, we're not going to create any protocols on this network. We're just going to give you all the tools to create smart contracts, and you could do whatever you want. It's like totally open. The problem with that is, if you're creating something like an exchange or something like a gambling or a prediction market or something like that, you have to write all of the functionality every single time as a developer. And that's very consuming of time, and also into the blockchain resources. If you understand Ethereum, there's gas to do different things. You have to spend Ether to create a token or to do something. So on a smart contract. So with EOS, it's going to be free or very close to free, but basically no transaction fees, just like Steem. There's no cost to make a post on Steem. If there was, Steem would never work. So with EOS, you can create an application like a game on the blockchain or an accounting software on the blockchain for free, like you could in C++ or JavaScript, and see if the market wants it. You don't have to spend $7,000 worth of Ether to see if the market wants it. And there's so many programming tools built into EOS. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but because I'm a noob, but there's stuff that would be in every single program that on Ethereum you'd have to code from scratch every single time. With EOS, you just say, I want to use this module. It's like plug and play, and it's going to be the first. Like in Ethereum, you can do an interface, a user, like a graphic interface, but no one's really like. There's a few projects that do it, a few dApps that do it, but like I think Golem and Augur. But with EOS, it's going to be like, my prediction is it's going to be like the app store of blockchain technology, where there's going to be just a plethora, like just where you're like, there's just games upon games, just so much stuff on the app store, and there's tokens like that just popping off left, right, and center. Like that's going to be, I think EOS is going to be the game changer. It's going to be the new game changer, I think.
You know, I can't describe what a Merkle tree is, idea completely across, or describe hash rates, but I have an idea of things to look up like that. You know, I don't really need to. A lot of this stuff is like predicting, basically. So like I look at all these methods for predicting, but I'm telling you, it's no different than what I was saying before I got cut off by electronics here.
Mm-hmm.
Reaching into the future, finding lottery numbers, finding, you know, possibilities and predictabilities and things like that is no different than the dowser who tries to find out where to drill your well for your house, right there, or where to drill the well for Drew's house. I mean, over there in Ohio. So it's like what I'm saying is there's not, those two are different worlds. In the healthcare business, in the alternative healthcare business or the holistic healthcare business, this is a well-known thing. We need to know how to find the acupuncture point on the person. You don't have time. You can't just go on a map. The map is different. The territory is specific to each person. It's totally different. The map is what we have to learn to pass tests. The territory is the individual. So what I'm excited to try to figure out is how to apply some of those esoteric methodologies. And, you know, the proof is in results, right?
Yep.
You know, like that's what it all comes down to. Kind of like the strategy that you had where you decided to dump your light Doge.
Yeah.
And go into Sia coin. Was that it?
No, it's actually called Yes.
Digicoin.
No.
Oh, Yes, that's right. You were going to Yes.
It's a total shit. But
well, so is Light Doge, but you know.
But the developers are at least at a scale where they're operating with a major exchange, or a minor exchange, I should say. Yobit's not a major exchange, but there's still an exchange that people have heard of, like Cryptopia. They're a second or third tier exchange, probably third tier, be fair to say. But the investor box in Yobit only has like 10 or 12 tokens. So that's kind of my like that's my social proof of Yes. It's at 1 Satoshi and it's in the investor box and it says 3% a day. So I put in 0.025 Bitcoin, I think. No, 0.0125 into the investor box. If I leave it there for a month, it should turn into 0.08 Bitcoin. If it does, I'm going to be so pleased. I'm going to just take half of that and put it back into the box and take the other half out and start doing that and love the investor box for the rest of my life. It's a test. We'll see what happens. I'll lose money for you guys if that's what happens. That's what it takes.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So for upcoming shows, here's the spread that I wrote down just in case. I don't know what your notes are, but basically it's how to buy.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, topics. How to buy. So that means going through exchanges, and it's different depending on where you are. For example, there's unique challenges over here on the islands of Hawaii.
If you live in New York,
okay,
just forget about it. Go to a local Bitcoin meetup and buy Bitcoin literally in person with like your QR codes in person. That's what I would say. Other than New York, listen to our show and we'll tell you.
Exactly. And then the next part, safely store. How to safely store for the hodling part, you know?
Hodling.
Yeah. And then, of course, the day trading and the bot trading.
Oh yeah. Oh man. There was a bot I saw that was for sale for 0.1 Bitcoin lifetime. I was so tempted because I have
Hmm.
0.1 Bitcoin on the
Mhm.
side, more than that, but I'm not going to say. I think one of my personal new approaches to my whole entire, because if you go to rjcrypto.com, that's my website. And I'm going to be building Darrell's website at DB Crypto. So we have like a similar kind of branding. But for now, like rjcrypto.com, um, I, I don't want to provide investment advice, but I want to provide all the education that could allow, like Darrell said, someone to go into day trading or looking at a candle or looking at charts or looking at technical things like volume. Like people are like, what's volume? Like, is that like how loud your music is when you're trading? No, that's how many tokens or how much in transaction volume is taking place. So like a stock or a coin could be completely flat over a period of time, or it can go down, but there could be more and more people trading it. That just means that the likelihood is that there's more people dumping at the time. So there's people coming into the market a lot, but there's more people coming out of the market trying to get out. If you see high volume on green candles where there's buys taking place, even if the stock is going flat or the coin is going flat, if you see the spikes of volume under the green candles instead of the red candles, that tells you you're probably going to see a trend reversal where it's going to start going up. So like that's the kind of stuff that I want to teach generally to our audience, like over the time we do what we do, and like not force people to get into my funnel and come down into the area where my courses are going to be, 0.1 Bitcoin to, instead of signing up for a Bitcoin bot, I'll just teach you how to be a trader that you can wait till you feel like trading, like maybe on the weekends or something, instead of having to pay for a bot and trust that it's going to do it. You could say, no, I want to be the one that executes the trades. Well, so I do that right now too. I don't have a bot. I execute my trades.
I absolutely execute all my trades.
Yeah.
But I'm just mostly like just doing the acquisition part. And I don't want to do the business that I'm doing right now, like for super long. But I do have some, upcoming future business to send your way, RJ, because it's coming up now where I've got some higher and higher level clientele who want the knowledge that you have with exchanges.
Well, and
specifically.
that's the beauty of what's going to become Crypto Noobs, is that you're going to have the security business coming from me, and I'm going to have the trading and speculative people that want to buy $20,000 fiat worth of EOS, let's say, for example, because they're listening to my information about EOS and they're really believing what I have to say. But if you understand EOS, you know that if you bought on the first day, you would get the worst valuation possible, because EOS is going to be volume based. So if on the first day 1 million tokens are sold, it's going to be so much more per token than on, let's say, the 168th day when 10,000 tokens are sold. Well, on that day, you're going to get a super, super cheap price. So why not just wait 2 months into the sale before you buy any tokens, and then buy 5% of your stake every 8 days, just a random interval? That's what I'm going to do. But I'm giving that advice away for free. I should charge for that advice, but I'm not the guy that can charge for that yet. I don't have, once our podcast is a year in and we have 1,000 people listening every week, those advices aren't going to be free anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how it starts.
That's what it is.
And then we're going to be working on the entire, what's the big lead magnet that we give people?
So I think one of the biggest ones is going to be the webinars, because in the webinar you're going to be invited to learn about what's taking place, or something very important like signing up for an exchange, or which exchanges are best depending on where you live. We'll cover something for an hour and really give you like a lot, and at the end we'll probably have something more rich for a fee, usually in crypto. And we're still looking into which payment gateway, right? Like whether it's going to be, I'm not going to plug anybody, but this one or that one, right? Which is best for our company and brand. But one of them that allows you to pay in different denominations that has like a shapeshift protocol or something built in where you could pay us whatever you want. But if you want to have access to our premium content, or you want to have access to whatever is going to follow up at the end of the webinar, if we're talking about trading, if we're talking about this or that, it'll be low barrier to entry, get to know you, but premium content like $10 worth of crypto or $15 worth of crypto, 0.01 dash or something to know how to start day trading dash and make 0.01 dash every single day, or 0.1 dash every single day. You know what I mean? So products that hopefully pay themselves back very quickly in the knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah. We
So
don't
it's
want to
going to
take
be
from the community. We want to give back.
Oh, there'll be plenty of giving. I mean, everything we're saying right now is giving.
Yeah, it's all free right now. That's the crazy part. Like this podcast with this video is probably gonna be seen by like a handful of people, but that's why we can give it away for free, because if we already had 20,000 people in the audience, we'd be wasting too much leverage in the market to give it away for free. We'd have to capitalize on the opportunity of what we know.
Yeah, so this is for people who already understand they want to get some crypto.
Mm-hmm.
They already know that. This is for people who want to then understand, well, what's the safe way to store it? And yeah, definitely the idea of, I guess, I don't know, putting a piece of your numeric, a piece of your code spread throughout all these old growth trees. That might be too complicated, and you might actually, my opinion, security wise, I'll give that one in the upcoming future. I'd say that's a way to lose your stuff.
Yeah, that's an F. Don't do that. That was a joke. That was a crypto joke. Noob
Good
joke.
thing. Yeah. So it was a noob joke. Yeah, I got you. I mean, effort.
What about this
major
one?
effort?
What about this one, Mr. Becker? I get a titanium plate, right? The hardest material that can't burn or melt, right? With my private key etched in it by a friend. So it's not done by some company, right? And then I bury that underground somewhere that only I know where it is on my own property.
Okay, so now we're going to go into the subject of Dead Man's Switch at some point, if you wish to. If you care about anyone else besides you.
Dude, I've already dropped some crazy shit, so you should drop some crazy shit.
Okay. Do you know what a Dead Man's Switch is?
Is that like a canary in the coal mine? Like something that like people like happens where people don't really say it, but it's like a secret kind of signal kind of thing?
In the modern day, what happens would be in the old days, this would be like in the periodical newspaper, every month there would be a certain ad placed, and if someone did not monthly write a letter to respond to that ad, it would be presumed that that person is now dead or has been taken prisoner or is compromised somehow, and therefore the next actions will proceed.
That's awesome.
In the modern day, a dead man switch would be something more email based, something like that. So an email is sent, and on the monthly or on some agreed upon interval, like week, like day, week, month, 3 months, 6 months, year, etc., if no response is given, it is then like basically actions are taken. Actions in this case say like that your private and public keys are then sent over to whoever it is that you want it to be sent to, because you're out of action.
That would be awesome.
You understand?
So it's sort of like a last will and testament of crypto in a way, like a cryptographic will, where if I don't, let's say, update my blockchain for a year, like my private Bitcoin node doesn't download the blockchain for a year, automatically forward my private keys to Darrell. That way, maybe Darrell saves my life and finds me and then gives me my Bitcoin back. But
that'd be nice.
Darrell would be a guy that I'd rather have my Bitcoin than, let's say, whoever just
lost
creates that private key 200 years from now. Like,
Well, I mean, it could just truly be lost, like, kind of like between some. I mean, literally, the Bitcoin and other cryptos that are lost out there are harder to find than like Spanish doubloons at the bottom of the ocean.
But it's still amazing to think that you could go to like any like create any Bitcoin wallet. You could go to what's the one that you go to a lot? What's it called? Online, the web wallet.
The Exodus wallet or
No,
the
I'm trying to
blockchain.info wallet?
blockchain.info. Yeah, thank you. I forgot. I
Yeah.
haven't used that in like a year. But yeah, you can go to blockchain.info and just say create a wallet and type in. You could create your own private key. Like you could type in like, your password. You can write like apostrophe for blah, 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 you know what I mean? Like write whatever you want, and that might happen to be. That's like a lottery ticket. It's like a scratch off. It's like Darrell said. It's as unlikely as finding some rare coin at the bottom of the ocean, but technically, at some point, if Bitcoin never goes away, somebody's going to open up one of the Bitcoin pizza wallets or something that has 10,000 Bitcoin in it or 100,000 Bitcoin, and it's going to be very laughable to that person how rich they become by accident.
I've heard that the cryptography makes it so that brute force is not going to make it generally nowadays, or that like these lost ones, like the ways to find them are just still so science fiction improbable.
That's awesome. That's
so
like testimony.
So the dead man switch is a way to solve that. Like,
okay.
if worst case scenario for all types of things, like for everything, you can just have the contingencies set up so that the information, if you just, whatever it is, gets sent to the person. Like right now, I go to all these groups. I do this group work stuff that if I suddenly stop showing up, there'd be people coming out to look for me. So that's more of a 3-dimensional dead man switch. As things back were like, hundreds ago,
mm-hmm.
It was all like that. It's like, whoa, RJ didn't show up today. I think we're going to send someone to look for him.
Darrell,
the most primitive.
Yeah. You made me think about some of the new projects that are coming out, like Civic. Have you heard of Civic?
Yeah, we talked about it last time.
Okay,
but
cool.
say it again, because it's time to do it again.
Yeah, so Civic, and I think there's one called Status. I can't remember. There's a few of them. But like the premise is, and I love the premise, like the notion is that you are creating a identity system on the blockchain. Not a social network like Steam, but an identity system that's either like more of a credit score or more of a reputation ranking, where if I have a problem with Darrell, like I can go onto his Civic page and say like complaint with Darrell. And if I am full of complaints, my complaint's not going to do anything. But if I am a really reputable standing member of the community and I have nothing but accolades on my page, my complaint's going to weigh heavily on Darrell, and he's going to have to get a lot of people to sort of vouch for him to defend him. So it's like a decentralized, and it's not just Civic, but like, and I didn't even read the white paper. I'm just sort of spitballing, but like that sort of concept is now like that, and the crypto-based gaming environments. Those are two of the biggest spaces aside from EOS that I think are just like, if you want to put money into something and you're not looking to get it back anytime soon, you're better off putting it to the stuff I'm saying there instead of Ether and Litecoin and stuff. If you just want to have a steady, beat the crap out of the Dow Jones type of return, like maybe 10, 20% a year, up to maybe 50% or 100% a year, the things that Darrell are talking about, more conservative options, are certainly the move. But if you're looking to 1,000x or 5,000x, you have to find a unicorn, and the unicorns in the space now are EOS and Civic. But now, see, the other thing with Civic, and I want to get your input, Darrell, here, I pass the mic, is like Civic and not Bancor, but one of the other ones recently, one of the recent ICOs had, I know Civic did, and I know there's a few of them, right, that have like KYC, which is know your consumer, know your customer regulations, or like accredited investor requirements, where you have like X amount of capital in reserve, or like basically creating a barrier to entry for like the regular people that used to be able to invest $5 into storage coin ICO. So are you seeing that, Darrell? And is that a concern of yours?
Can you say the concern again, like one more time?
Some of the people that are raising ICO money now are, instead of just creating an ICO and going right to the community with like a bitcointalk.org post, they're going to all their rich investor friends and saying, well, the only way to get early tokens of Bancor or whatever is to, and I don't think Bancor even did this, but just to try to think of something, is to have $1 million in your reserves, or it's basically just making it like a rich man's game to make the rich richer. Like, I guess you're not aware of it, but like I'm seeing that myself.
No, some of them are. That's been like the way it's been the whole time. My opinion.
Okay.
Like, there's always been some of those. There's just some where the buy-in is just large. That's just the way the game is. And then I guess it's
Actually,
like shoes.
Bat's a great example too. Like Bat.
Yeah, definitely. Basic attention,
Bat sold out in like 30 minutes. And it's funny,
Yeah.
like people who bought in on the spike own it for like 5 or 10 times more than me, and I still own it for twice what it's at now. But I'm a long-term bag holder. Like my Bat isn't going anywhere.
I'm very bullish on Bat right now.
Yeah.
And
like
same
250 Bat or something right now.
Same thing with the Ant shares, which just became Neo.
Oh, it officially did, huh?
Yeah, officially.
Do you know what the hell that was about?
I did not research that one. All I just did was no. I mean, it's like there's so many things to investigate in crypto. You have to really, it's arbitrage of like what's the amount, or triage even. How much attention do you want to spend on each little subject?
That's a very good assessment, I think. I've been thinking along those lines. Like the amount of time I put into Steam in the past week makes me realize a lot. We're entering an era, to go real big picture here. We're entering an era. What are you eating?
Something spicy.
Kimchi?
It's not spicy.
It's not spicy.
Oh my god.
I want some.
Hey, well.
So I was just to say, we're entering an era where, like Darrell said, it's your attention. It's the human capital that's going to be so valuable, because machines and blockchains and artificial intelligence can do all of the accounting, all of the bookkeeping, all of the clerical work that we used to have human people spending their time doing. And your choices are going to matter in a whole new way. Like your choices are going to matter in the way of, do I invest in Civic or do I invest in EOS? Do I invest in Spells of Genesis through Bit Crystals, or do I invest in Game Token? Or, like I'm very bullish on everything having to do with video games on the blockchain, because I know how video game playing has a similar effect on the brain as doing like cocaine or an amphetamine drug. So I'm putting my money where science is. Like people play video games, they get hooked on things like Warcraft and Digibyte. Like I have a nice bag of Digibyte on a cold wallet, and then I have my exchange Digibyte where I'm constantly building a stash of Digibyte by buying and selling. And the reason I love Digibyte is because they are trying to integrate Digibyte into all sorts of video game things like Minecraft, where, if they get this server off the ground, you're going to play on this world of Minecraft where the more you play, you're going to actually discover blocks while you're mining that have Digibyte built into them. So you'll be mining, building something in Minecraft, and all of a sudden you hit a block that has 5 Digibyte in it. And let's say Digibytes right now, it's at 4 cents, but let's say a year or two from now, when this hopefully happens, Digibyte's at $2. We just made $10 just stumbling across that while you're fucking around playing the game. Like, can't beat that. If you're 15 years old, that's the shit. Like, you just take that money and go buy a whole other video game that you wanted. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit.
That makes sense.
I just think if I was 15 right now, I would be killing it. I'd be richer than I am now. I'm my age, because I'd be way ahead of the game.
That's the whole
really
point. We're trying to get ourselves and everyone who's, I guess, keen to join us in a smart way to just get ready to be millionaires now.
It is so easy. If you could find $3,000 or $5,000 over the next year or two, and I'm not saying that's easy. Like that's even hard for me, and I have a pretty good job, but like, and a side business or two actually. But
yeah.
if you just have a shitty job where you work at the Dunkin' Donuts or at the Walmart or at the gas station, you make maybe $10,000 a year or $15,000 a year, you can still find $50 or $20 a month or something to put into crypto. And that alone should turn into, if me and Darrell are not noobs to the point of being completely wrong, like if we're actually kind of right, that could turn into like enough to buy yourself a house, like, and retire like way early if you just don't touch your bag and just let it sit there. Or if you're smart and you could kind of like shift to coins a little bit. Like people say, oh, you don't want to overtrade. You don't want to trade because you don't know what the highs and do what the fuck you want to do is what I say. Like I have overtraded and lost money, and I have overtraded and made money, and I have undertraded and missed opportunities. Now my game is getting more organized because I've experimented more. I would recommend that you experiment and be willing to lose $1,000 in the first 6 months. That way, you know so much. You paid for an education, and then the next 3-4 years, you're just making money way faster than everyone else.
I agree with that whole plan, and I like to just give that same pitch that you heard me give one of our friends recently, right after the mastermind, where it's just like, so what is it that you're willing to say to give up as, that was a mistake? Invest that right now in crypto.
Yeah.
What is that number? And for some people, that number is like $20. For some people, that's $5. For some, it's $200. For some, it's $1,000. For some folks, it would be $20,000 and be like, that was a disappointing time. There's a place you can stay on island where it's $1,000 a night on the other side of this island.
Sure.
It's the Four Seasons Hualalai,
Mm-hmm.
and
they kiss your butt there.
people
They do
like Jack
everything for
Black.
you. You
I know.
drink, you eat, you do whatever you want there. There's a ballroom. There's a club.
Room service 24/7, and
Rooftop
they have
bar.
600 rooms.
Yeah, beach, cabana. You got
They-
everything.
Every single place is on the beach, each of them.
Yeah.
And
You can't
it's
go wrong. I'll tell you what.
and so
I tell people, like, I sell cars for a living, and I tell people when they're like, "Oh, I really got to get my payment as low as I can," I says, "Look, let me tell you something. I'm going to get you the lowest payment I can on the car you want because that's what you want me to do, and I'm trying to make you happy. But between you and me, that's not what I try to do. What I try to do for myself is make more money so that I can afford a bigger payment because I love driving and I love cars a lot. That's why I sell cars. I love cars. I've loved cars since I was 3 years old. But when I look at the badass cars on the road, I go, oh shit, that's like a $700 a month car payment. I don't go, I'll never have that. I go, how can I have that? The way to have that is you have $50,000 or $100,000 on a trading bot in Bitcoin making you $1,000 a day. At that point, you could afford a $500 a month car payment with your eyes closed. That's like nothing. That's like a sneeze. That's half a day of trading. So
exactly.
Say, I'll never be able to get 50,000. Just listen to Darrell and put $200 into BAT right now and leave it alone for 3 years and come back and check it. It'll probably be 50,000.
Yeah.
$200 in BAT. That's just BAT. Buy EOS. Buy BAT. Buy Golem. 50 cents, 60 cents. Buy Golem. Buy
definitely. And even Digicoin, which
Digicoin 4 cents. Digicoin's a dollar coin, I think. If they get the things they're trying to get. Digicoin has like 3 or 4 different like accelerators and contests and like things they're doing with like Microsoft and IBM, like in Europe, like different contests and camps like that they're trying to like present their blockchain to like video game producers. Like they're not sitting up back on their hunches. Like they're not a community of like just a random scattered bunch of developers. Like Digibyte has a hardcore bag holding community of investors who bought in at like 200-300 Satoshi and it's at 1,000 now and they're still holding. And people like me who bought in at like, my spread is anywhere from like 1,000 all the way up to like I bought some coins at like 1,800-1,900 and I thought I was getting a discount them because it went up as high as 2,800. But I believe the charts are going back and this coin's going to be over 3,000 Satoshi by the end of the summer. So I buy 1,000 Satoshi Digibyte and I sell them at 1,200-1,300 just so I could go back and buy more 11. Like I'm just buying low and selling high. And I learned, I'm going to offer a course at some point for probably, 0.1 Bitcoin or something like, like $200-300, like something like a pretty premium course where, oh, I lost Darrell, son of a bitch. I'll just tell you about the course.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Okay. I didn't see you on the little thing where I teach people how to like find the right tokens to day trade. And I'm not saying that I'm telling you which ones to do. I'm saying what criteria I look for. And this is my opinion. So you could choose to ignore it or what, but like I look for certain criteria, and I'm going to say that later, but the type of criteria that I look for helps you not buy a token and lose everything overnight because it's at this much and then it just tanks overnight. There are certain type of tokens that you can expect that to happen pretty much most of the time. And there's certain kinds that if that happened, it would be a real shock, like Steam. And I'm just going to say that if Steam went from $2 to 10 cents overnight, I would second guess almost everything I know about cryptocurrency, let alone Steam, because Steam had a hard fork yesterday or 2 days ago, and it only went down like 15%, and the community got rich. I got rich off of the hard fork. My post doubled.
Oh, nice. See, I was going to ask you about that one because I remember, I think we both know Brian Sovereign does Sovereign
Yeah.
Tech, and
Yeah.
he wrote an article, Steam is a steaming pile of shit kind of thing, you know?
We all
and
have
that
our
was,
opinions. You know, we're entitled to our opinions.
oh yeah, absolutely. I just thought it was, you know, just like, I don't know, it would have been a brilliant thing to post on Steam it and make a whole bunch of money on for him. You know,
it wouldn't
the
even do
irony
that well
the
anymore,
irony
I
was
don't
lost
think.
because I think he
Yeah.
was I think he was what do you call it, more enamored of being right than of making money. I'm a bit more enamored of making money than being right, which to me making money shows that I'm right. You
Let me
know,
tell you something.
like,
Steam it is such a it's such an uplifting thing for me. Like, it's the most voluntaristic and the most morally consistent environment I've ever been in my life. Like, people talk about Pork Fest, and I've never been to Pork Fest. They talk about Pork Fest as a place you go to it, and it's just like, oh, okay, this is what the world should be like. That's kind of how the Steam It social media experience is compared to Facebook or Twitter, where it's like people that are spamming, their stuff literally goes to the bottom and they have 0 cents next to their name. I walk into a post, I know how to find, and I could do another course on Steam It and how to find posts. I could tell you how to find posts that are gonna go to $1,000 and find them when they're under $5 or $10, upvote them, and leave a comment that's gonna get your comment to the top, where you can make $5 or $10 on the comment on some rising star post, because you say something that actually adds value to the discussion, not just a great post, man, we're going to follow you. That's not going to do anything. That's not going to get you anywhere.
yeah.
And the fact that that doesn't work on Steam It is so encouraging that, like, that makes me love Steam It.
I'm more and more like happy with the whole Steam It thing. I mean, Steam It helped me learn that I can't write for crap so far yet, and that's okay. You know, I've got a long ways to go. I'm better at speaking than writing right now.
Right.
I'll get it better.
What I would recommend for you, Darrell, is create
Yeah.
short videos, like 60 seconds or 2 minutes, that are just like, use the YouTube creator app on your phone and upload them to like Darrell Becker YouTube, just like basic, you know, DB crypto or whatever, and just do like daily updates, whatever, and then just copy that embed link into a Steam It post and write a title and tags. Just do, you know, daily update, Darrell Becker crypto, what I think about Litecoin, and then tag, you know, Litecoin, da 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 da, whatever. And you'll make $1 or $2. You'll make something. You'll make $5. Like, why not mine your own information on the blockchain? That's what Steam is. It allows you to mine information. If you think something is true or good, say it and put it on Steam, and you'll get paid.
I agree with it, and that sounds like a beautiful recipe. And I think this is the time for me to invest in my time in that way.
Let me tell you guys a beautiful example real quick, and then I'll pass the mic back. Grant Cardone, you know who that is?
No, who's that?
He's some like sort of egotistical entrepreneurial guy who offers like courses, and I like him a lot, actually. So I'm just saying he's egotistical in the way people like Ty Lopez, kind of a guy, but more, you know, he's in that crowd of like Ty Lopez and Gary Vaynerchuk, and like, he got his start in the car business, and now he offers like training courses and stuff for businesses and sales teams and stuff. Steam It, and it was like a kind of a big to do. And he does 2 posts and automatically has a higher reputation score than me, and I've been there for over a year. And I'm not jealous. I'm actually just a little upset in how he executed on coming to Steam. Like, he joined it, which is a very adventurous thing. I don't know who on his staff told him to do it, or if he even knows he did it, for that matter. But from the content of his posts and the way it's not, I'm a noob and I need to understand Steam It, like, I'm so glad to be here, teach me about cryptocurrency. It's generic content that probably went out on his Facebook and his LinkedIn page and all this other shit. I'm like, I went right to his post and I started talking shit, and I was making like $5, $10, $15 on my comments for talking shit, because I was the only one saying, listen, Grant, stop being a poser and admit that you don't know what the heck you're talking about, and come here and humble yourself, because this is our community. We built this. We don't need you coming here and acting like you're some sort of hotshot. Like, we don't need you here. Like, we have our own hotshots. We have Dan Larimer. We have people that are whales in our community. We don't need your old school money. Like, either you're going to come here and respect what we built, or get the fuck out. You know, and people like that. People respected that and followed me. You know what I mean? So Steam, it's a community that
Nice.
pays you for defending the truth. You know, why not?
It's true, and it's like it's effort and curating. It's definitely like Steam. It takes effort to mine. I think I I had one of my posts a while ago where it was like listing each of the cryptocurrencies that I have fond feelings for and prefer, like Bitcoin, my old friend that people are talking crap about, but I know he's always there for me. And Litecoin is my petri dish.
Yeah.
And the Expanse is my retirement plan. And then and then finally, all the way down to the bottom, Steam it is my day job that I actually like.
Yeah. Dude, I made more not all week because I sold a couple cars and like did not great. I did like a normal week at the dealership, but like there was a day like where I didn't talk to a customer, I didn't sell a car. Or no, 2 days. One day I made like $100, like $110 on Steam between comments and posts, and the other day I made like $50 or $60. And I was like, damn, like this is so great that like I'm sitting here waiting for a customer and I could like be commenting and posting on my app because I got the eSteam mobile app, so that just came out. And I've been able to just do it everywhere I go and like just log in and make a post or check a comment. And like, oh my God, that I made the $300 this week on Steam is just insane to me. Like it blows my mind.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm so enthusiastic. Like I couldn't have made that much if I had an expensive mining rig set up mining the best coin. I would have only made like $80 this week mining with $1,000, $10,000, $5,000 rig. Like, you know what I mean? Like just have good ideas and post it on Steam. Like you're right, Brian Sovereign with his creativity and his personality and a sense of humor, he could just upload his podcast every single week and get probably $60 or $80 or $100 or more every single post if he just did it consistently. Like people already on that site already like him, so they would already upvote him. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, it's all there available.
Money on the table, you know.
All it takes is a small bit of like both the know-how and the knowledge, and maybe for some people humility. You know, like
yeah,
there's nothing like that. But here's the thing: I'm looking at future trends. And there's this show on the Survival Podcast that I gotta send to you because you probably haven't listened to it.
No, what is it?
Basically, it's the Survival Podcast episode 2025, and it's 1 hour and 31 minutes into it. And basically, what happens is he's covering an event that happened in Nevada, where either in northern Nevada or like all of Nevada, either Reno or all of Nevada wide, they passed legislature making it illegal for any legislative body, whether town, city, council, state, etc., to pass any laws that regulate any form of blockchain technology. And these guys go over the minutes. This is from
that's passed.
Yeah, passed. It's a law now.
In Reno?
Okay. At least in Reno, and it could be like effective of the entire state of Nevada.
That's fucking great.
So have you looked into so this is what I see, man. Like,
Reno
we're paying attention to trends.
/exchange company and just be like, F you regulators.
It pretty much because literally it would be illegal for regulators to try to come in and regulate.
Make a brokerage exchange mining company and be like, yeah, we're in Nevada, so I don't.
The way this all went down is comical.
That's amazing.
Literally 3 people. I mean, like, this is. I got this from the Vin Armani show, like, which was then reposted on the Survival Podcast, that episode 2025, and basically they go over like some of the minutes of how this bill was turned into a law, and they never once mentioned cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. They mentioned blockchain technology. They explained it as a ledger, like, for example, similar to an Excel spreadsheet that's spread like out through amongst many people, creating a level of trust.
Like I spoke in front of a local entrepreneurial group that I'm a part of last week. They gave me a chance to speak for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so, and I explained it like that. I said, if you want to think about it in a way that you can understand from the legacy business environment, is think about it like an accounting service or program or a decentralized database where everybody can make entries and change things in the database, but there are certain permissions or certain restrictions that are hard baked in that really can't be overridden or hacked or spoofed or anything like that. So it's sort of like a really secure database that allows everyone to participate in.
We're in the dawn of trustworthy computing for the first time ever since cryptocurrency blockchain tech has been used. Ever.
The microchip is the new state. The solid state is the state.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching trends because how different places make their laws affect me. Just like as when they basically made it so I had to shut down my Coinbase account over here in Hawaii, as did everyone. Does that mean I don't use Coinbase? No, I have ways around that.
I would say as a side note, I wouldn't recommend anyone to be using Coinbase.
Oh yeah. As I don't recommend anyone having to use Coinbase. If you can get away with not using it,
like sideways and stuff. But like,
yeah. No, because I'm a noob. So that's Coinbase is totally for noobs. Okay,
it's for noobs. But like the thing is, like the Coinbase is like the Federal Reserve of Bitcoin. If you ask me, like I haven't used Coinbase. In fact, what really boils my freaking blood, and I'm this is a total noob thing too, but like I don't understand. And Darrell, you might have the answer to this, but if you don't, I understand too because I don't have the answer. But like when you have two-factor authentication set up and you lose your phone or your phone gets shut off or whatever, and then you get a new number, how do you get back into that account? Like I have two Coinbase accounts, one for me, one for my ex-girlfriend that I have the password to, but when I go to log in, it asks me for the 2FA code, and I don't have those phone numbers anymore. So I could have like half a Bitcoin. I know I don't. I probably have like 0.001, maybe like $5 worth of Bitcoin, but I still like to go in and check and see what I have, But
you don't have it all backed up?
Have what backed up?
I guess all the codes needed to get into Coinbase, the email.
Well, no, 2FA, you need to have the code that's live on the app. So like, are you using 2FA right now?
Yeah, Authy,
yeah. So if you don't have, if you open Authy on the wrong phone, it's not gonna work. Like if I open, I use like right now almost every exchange and site that I've used in Bitcoin has been using Google Authenticator, which I don't like because I don't trust Google, but it is what it is. Hold on, you're breaking up, brother.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
So anyway, so like, I just don't think Coinbase is the best way because it's the most centralized, most regulated, observed way, and I don't even think Bitcoin is the best way right now for that. Like, I think you buy Bitcoin using a way that me and Darrell will teach you in the future, once we launch, which is the best way, and that best way changes, and it changes from person to person, from region to region, but generally speaking, in North America, there's a best way right now that we'll go into later. But I don't recommend Coinbase because every single Bitcoin you buy, they're looking at how much you bought and where you send it to. You buy $200 worth of US fiat, and then you send it to this Bitcoin address, and then it goes to this other Bitcoin address, and then it goes to the dark web, and then it's on you. So for me, I'd rather source it in a place where they're not looking.
Me too.
Yeah, that's a real. I mean, look, and if you can buy, if you know a whale, that's the best way. Like if you know a guy that bought Dash Coin when it was at $3 and he bought $10,000 worth, and he's just sitting on a massive Dash pile, which I should have done. I had $5 Dash in 2014. I just had like $60 worth, but I could have had, 15 Dash or whatever if I just kept them. You know what I mean? Like I sold my Dash when I needed money. But if you know a whale, you could say, hey, I want some Dash. I'll give you $200 for one Dash right now. And you just bust out two $100 bills and he sends you a Dash coin and no one knows about it. Nobody. That's it. It's over.
Yeah. So this
knows.
is the time period now where all types of movement like that is going on. I have a deal that I'm working on like that, where I just and it's probably going to be where I'm going to stop the Coinbase moment and go through a different source for sure. But yeah, sometimes it's like complicated, you know.
There's an extent to which, you know,
it seems
privacy,
sweet.
Yeah.
To it all, like right here from bed and computer and all that kind of thing, you know, and not have to go out and meet the guy and give him the bills, you know.
Yeah.
It's effort to have that anonymity.
The best use case will be when, and it might be on EOS, I think, is probably the case where you'll have a decentralized exchange that works more like a Craigslist, where you log in and you look for a local person physically that has the token you want. Let's say I'm sitting on, you know, 10,000 Digibyte, and Darrell has, you know, 2 Ether, and he wants to just buy, you know, 2 Ether worth of Digibyte. And I go, great, you know, let me hook you up. That's actually half my Digibyte pile. So let me give you, that's assuming Ether goes down and Digibyte goes way up, right? But I'm in my dream scenario, and I say, here you go, Darrell, here's 5,000 Digi. Let me get my 2 Ether. And I scan your QR code, you scan my QR code, and the app makes the exchange after both QR codes are scanned. So we can't scam each other. You scan one, you scan the other, it's done. I never even heard of that. I just made that up in my brain. But that's something that you can assume Bitcoin can do, crypto can do. And you need an application layer, and that's what Ether and now EOS is going to do. But we're on the verge of that world where like regulators can't wedge their way in anymore. Like there's no more tax man able to get involved, knows his way in. Hopefully.
I mean, there always will be the people who just want to do their taxing of their own self voluntarily, and
self-policers.
Yeah, there's all those people who are going to keep doing that, and I call them old, and they're going to die and go away. Yeah, they're old people. Sorry. Then there's people who are at least young of mind or young of body, both. They're like us. They're going to keep moving forward. This is the death of the state with many, many cuts. I don't quite realize it quite yet, because it's going to come up into a time where it just like doesn't matter which coins we're holding in our portable wallet or our home vault or our cold storage. Once we move it to hot storage or like to a heated movement system, all the coins get tallied up into a unit of valued as to whatever, and then are transferable at whatever to pay for whatever. It's going to come a time where it's like that, where I don't have to just like specify which coin.
I was reading an article today.
You know,
it said the exact same thing you just said. That it said like I forget, it was someone big like in crypto. I forget who, but someone had said the exact same thing. That like the only way we're going to get to mass adoption is where the actual token doesn't matter. Like if you have 500 Digi and you want to buy, you want to pay your rent, you just send that to the landlord and it's good. Like, I mean, there's already ways to do that, but it needs to be that way everywhere, every way. So not thinking about exchange rates or, crap like that. You're just dealing with crypto.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just coming down to a matter of time. The innovators are all there. Everyone's working on this. It's just, what can I say? This is getting pretty high level stuff for the noob, huh?
Yeah, we got to keep it on the noob level, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it'd be cool to have Kevin's help there, because he can bring it back to the noob level for us.
Yeah.
Anyone who's just joining us like that is going to be like that. Like just some of our friends who have got like posts on Steemit, and I see a bunch of Steam dollars in there. Then I'm just like, what are you doing with that? Like, why, like, are you going to do something? Because that's nice, just to say those questions for people. What's going on? What level of noob are you at? Which is like, what things do you wish to know more of? I mean, I separated them down into like some of the basics of what all this stuff is. These stuff are tools. That we only want the people who already understand that they're valuable tools. So F everyone else who doesn't understand this is valuable. Fuck you. Goodbye. You're not even here. Now, are they all gone? Good. So now we're talking about how do you get some? How do you safely store it? how would you like to trade it so you can increase the value? You know, how would you like to chart it? And for that matter, where do you go to learn about legislation, like I just mentioned in Nevada? You know, because I know where I go. You know,
other than to our podcast, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you might know. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
I mean, there's a list of them. I mean, you know, Cointelegraph and
No, I
CoinDesk
know.
and
Yeah,
things
I know,
like
I know.
that. You know.
Yeah, I was just being like kind of like
Yeah.
facetious. But no, but you know what it is like. It's the regular problem of scaling that Steemit sort of is sort of evading, but also sort of has, where like, you know, people are bandwagon jumpers, as you know, the lemming phenomenon is widespread in our present state of evolution, where people and I'm no better, like, you know, I take a different approach to it, but I know how to find the posts that every lemming will jump onto on Steam. So if I vote it up when it's at $1 and it goes to 1,000, I get a curation award of probably like 1 or 2 Steam. That's like $5 for just picking a good pony, you know. But I'm only leveraging the bet. Your vote is free. It just lowers your voting power temporarily. So you have a lot of that to throw around. You just say, oh, you know, I like this one. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. You can make all these free bets all the time with Steemit. Like it's just the level of accountability and responsibility and trust that we're going to have in this new paradigm. It's just really promising. It's just really, you know, encouraging to be aware of that.
I'm really happy about the whole thing. I can get still sometimes frustrated by people who wish to avoid this whole subject. I have a friend here who, because his stepdad massively squandered a bunch of their family's wealth in the stock market through obviously bad trading, he heard me talk of Bitcoin and crypto and assumed, of course, that this is just like that, a highly risky speculative venture that is just going to end bad because only, you know, certain special people have the chops to make it profitable. I'm one of the certain special people, as are you, RJ, that make it profitable. I acquired, I held.
Right now, I think you could be that special person if you just hold, like just buy Ether and hold.
Oh yeah, I know. Even just, I mean, that's what one of my clients just basically has me do. Just I get him a bunch of Ether, and he holds it.
Let me say something real quick. This is an interesting point that I don't know that gets made enough. I think it's interesting. Let's say Dogecoin's at 130 Satoshi. I don't know if that's right, but let's just say that's the case. Might be more, might be less. I think that's roughly it. No. Doge is more like 1,000 Satoshi, like that. But anyway, let's say Doge is at 1,000 Satoshi, right? And Bitcoin is at $2,700. If Bitcoin goes to double, $5,400, Dogecoin, if it just stayed at 1,000 Satoshi, doubled as well. So what other stock can you buy that another stock does well and you still do well? Like I buy IBM and Apple goes up, but IBM still goes up. Yeah, I understand the tech sector goes up as a whole, but if Apple goes up by 1,000%, I don't get most of that with IBM. I might get nothing. If you're in Litecoin and Bitcoin goes up to 10,000, I don't think Litecoin's going to stay at $50. It's probably going to go up to 200 or 300. You're going to get something. You're not going to get like 1%. You're going to get a good return. You know, so it's like, yeah, that's exclusive to crypto. That's something you don't find out elsewhere. You don't buy a rental property and then your neighbor, you know, puts a new kitchen in and then your property goes up, and you know, like it doesn't work like that.
And unlike stocks, you actually get to hold that, the public key, the private key. You can actually secure that asset. The asset is yours.
Give your key away. Yeah, some people are just like, here's my key for convenience, but that's not what I recommend.
Well, no, that's nasty and that's like extremely dangerous. Like I literally like two of my older clients was just working them through the process of securing their assets first into an Exodus wallet, you know, just to like move it over, you know, just to something way safer, and having all the backups done, just walking them through the whole backup process. And I'm not saying that that's like the most safest thing, because it's a hot wallet, and a hot wallet is obviously not the safest thing. It's just that it's unlikely to bounce, you know, as far as I can tell. Blockchain.info, oldest wallet company that I've used, Jax is very buggy on my wallet, but I do like it for small amounts. I like its shape chips too.
Warnings about Jax. I don't know if they were false or what. Possible.
I got some warnings about Jax too.
Okay.
In fact, like iOS problems, just to start with, like that was real life for me and one of my clients, where it was like, where did it go? You know, it's okay. I still have it over on my desktop here, but like it's just like many things, it's good to understand the wallet. What type of hot wallet are you using? Because people are still going to be using hot wallets. My Ledger Nano S arrives, so I'll be able to show that off for a video. That'll be
You
fun.
can do an unboxing.
Unboxing.
Yeah, that's all the rage.
Yeah, totally unboxing that one. That sounds great.
That's sexy.
Yeah. Wow, man. Got a fat couple pages of notes here, including noob speak.
I got paid today, so in typical RJ fashion, I'm going to spend most of my paycheck right away on my business ideas and I already paid my bills. I pay my bills first, and then I spend all my money on investments, and then I'm poor as shit for the next 2 weeks. But that way, my investment pile is getting bigger and bigger. That's like savings, but with a better return. Forget the freaking bank. So I'm not bragging. I'm about to tell you what I invested in as I'm doing this. I want to buy it first. That way, no one else can buy it. Well, no one's watching this live, so I could say it. And as long as I do it while I'm talking to you, but I'm not gonna say the domains that I bought for my CryptoURLs.com, because you can go to CryptoURLs.com and see the domains that I have for sale there.
Yes.
But I am purchasing 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. No, 3 pieces of inventory for CryptoURLs.com, and 2, one for you, one for our podcast. You know what the one is for you, and the podcast one. I got a different one than we said, but I'm gonna get what I get, and then if we want to get the other one, we can still get the other one. I want to say it on the call, because if it ends up being, you know what I mean, like not, I don't want to give it away. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If it's incorrect. Yeah. So, but that's exciting for me, you know, getting. Oh man, GoDaddy is such a pain in my ass, dude.
Oh,
But
it's slow.
It's still the one I like to use for whatever reason. I don't know how to explain it. Why? It's just sort of, you know what? They're just, because they're big enough that their shit is advanced. Like their interface is slick, but they're not clobbering me over the head. They're fair enough with their pricing and their rules and shit. I want to find a registrar that takes crypto that I can trust is going to be there in a few years. So I don't leave my domain somewhere that I'm worried is just going to take my crypto and run.
Right.
I don't have
So
more trust in a fiat model than a, you know.
Right. I think there's Agora. I have to look that one up though.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out, because I can't keep going through GoDaddy. This is fine for right now, but not very libertarian, or whatever you want to call it, voluntarist.
Like, I'll flip back here, see if I'm missing something.
We got to save the good shit. We already spent. Well, no one's gonna see this podcast until like 10,000.
Oh, I mean, this might never get like really many scenes. Like, this is us getting into the groove, connecting, all that type of thing, and finding out a few tech problems, which I didn't expect.
I bought your domain. I could say I have DB Crypto in my possession now.
Thank you.
Yes, and I also have CryptoNoobsCast.com. We talked about the CryptoNoobs.com and TCNcast.com, but I don't think that anything with the is necessarily a great move. Like, you know, like Facebook used to be the Facebook, and then they went to just Facebook, you know? Like, I feel like the is just a burned word. It's 3 characters from nothing.
Well, it worked for some people back in the day, and works for some people today still even. But
well, Well, like Freedom
It's,
Fiends is
you know.
freedomfiends.com. It's not thefreedomfiends.com. And like, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah, that would be horrible if they had to have the Freedom Fiends. That would be truly bad. No.
well, someone has CryptoNoobs.com, but it's not a website. There's nothing there. It's just a gray screen. So until we have a big audience and we can pay someone, you know, a full Bitcoin or something to give us the domain or some fair amount or exchange the domain for ad space or whatever, we'll just run with CryptoNoobcast.com, or we could think of something else.
Yeah.
I mean, the CryptoNoobs.com isn't terrible. We could talk about it on the mastermind. I would hate to spend $12 for nothing, but I do that all the time anyway, so no big deal.
It's really, I think, almost expected.
Yeah, you gotta spend money to
Wow.
make money. No risk, no reward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm at a point where I could wrap it up. You
That's
gotta
good.
shoot me the
Me too.
information
Yeah.
off the call of what you want on your site, or you pretty much told me to just do my thing, I guess. But
Yeah, absolutely. You understand the services that I provide.
yeah, I'll just
So
make you a
that's
site.
it.
You can tell me what to reword or rework or whatever.
Yeah. And I gotta say, my usual webmaster for my other sites, he's kind of really been traveling, living in a van recently, so he's kind of been really out there.
In a van
So
down by the river.
yeah,
funny.
just like that whole scene, except for not, So,
Yeah.
I think
Hey, man, it's all
he's finally
good.
landing again. Yeah.
I think we're entering an era where websites like basically as worthless as a business card. It's a total piece of digital garbage. But if you don't have one, you're seen as lower than that. It's like you need to have it, but it doesn't do much for you on its own. You need to have all these funnels and things in place. But our websites need to be there, and then we'll have like forms there because people might want you or me to show up at a local conference or a local meetup to speak or chat, and those would be good opportunities for us to find sponsors and find investor partners to do, you know, mining projects or different things on the side, or just private consulting clients and stuff. So, you know, it's an ecosystem that rewards people for playing the game and bringing value in. So that's what we're trying to do, just bring value in and like find other people that are trying to bring value in and help them become discovered. Like if you have a project or a token or a blockchain initiative that you think is really going to help foster progress in the community, like development and growth, and what is it? And let us know about it and interview
I
you.
got some rice for you guys.
Yeah. What you got? What you got there?
Rice? You guys are eating?
The chickens are getting fed. You want to see?
God bless you. Yeah.
You want to see that?
Yeah.
Hold on. So,
nice.
See, we got 3 roosters and 2 hens there.
Nice.
And they are quasi-feral. We found 1 clutch of eggs so far. And gonna let them hatch and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna come visit you in Hawaii sometime.
I'm sure there's more clutches of eggs out there.
Probably not till next year. I love traveling and I love like nature, so I'll come out there and just be like, I'll hang out with you for a day and then I'll just disappear with my backpack. He'd be like, "Where the hell did RJ go?" Like, yeah.
I'm psyched for you and your ability to move around and all that.
Don't die, don't die.
Oh, I would just, give you a few pieces of advice on things you really want to see and how to do it safely. Like to hike out to the lava. You can die, but you can do it safely.
Well, I'd probably rather go with someone who knows the local terrain for like that.
Yeah, it's more fun to go.
Like, safely shit. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Probably. Who knows?
And other things too, like top of the mountain. That's more than 13,000 feet up there. An amazing place to see either sunset or sunrise.
How do you get up there? You walk up there?
You drive.
You drive up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fun.
And you drive, and to get to the way top, certain vehicles only, you know. So we might require acquiring one of those vehicles, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Many things. Like I would, you know, as soon as when you know you're able to get over to Big Island, I will be able to hook you up with the things that you want to see, depending on how much time you have.
Well, yeah, dude, I'll probably do it like next year with
Yeah.
like maybe like a long weekend, like a Thursday to Sunday kind of thing, or something like that.
Long weekend. All right.
Yeah.
So much I want to show you so much there, RJ. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. I love
So
the Caribbean. I've never been off the mainland. Well, I went to Bermuda one time, but that's about it.
cool. It'll be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
So hey man, it's the weekend. It's the freaking weekend. So, you can sleep in, yeah?
No, I have to work tomorrow.
Oh wait, the dealership doesn't quit.
Yeah. No, I have to work
Okay.
tomorrow.
Then
9 to 4.
rest well, work well.
Yeah, bud. Good advice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, RJ. This has been brilliant. Send me a link to the final YouTube when you got it, okay?
Yeah, I'll have that shortly.
Right on.
All right, y'all. Stay tuned
All right.
because Crypto Noobs is coming to you.
See you, noobs.
Peace.
Peace.